What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we're talking about Rebel Rising by Beth Revis. So this book was exactly what I was wanting from a Jyn Erso story. Like, this is the story of Jyn Erso. This is her growing up with Saw Gerrera. This is her being separated from him, like learning to hate the Empire, hating the rebellion, not believing in anything, becoming a very empty person, all the way to where we meet her on Wobani. And this was exactly what I wanted. This is a YA book. It's character driven and it is about Jyn. We do not get bogged down with what's going on with the rebels or what's going on with the Empire. It's just a story about Jyn within this time period, and that's exactly what I want. Sometimes Star Wars gets a little too complex, a little bit too lost in the plot that we lose our characters. Not with this book. This book is entirely about Jyn, and I absolutely loved it. I was really excited to read this book, and now that I've read all three Rogue One tie-in books, so Catalyst, Rebel Rising, and the Rogue One novel, what's interesting is that they really do feel connected. They really do feel like a continuous story, because you see Jyn being born in Catalyst. You see her life all the way up to the point where they're running away to Lemieux, which is where we later pick up with Rogue One. And then you see her in Rebel Rising, you know, having to go off with Saw Gerrera, growing up, and then being thrown into that prison camp. And then in Rogue One, you see her end. You see what happens to her. You see her regain that hope, and you eventually see her die from it. And it really does feel connected. She does have a complete story, and she feels like a very tangible character. I feel like we finally understand everything about her. It all makes sense, and I just really loved it. If you haven't read this book, I do highly recommend that you do, because it's super interesting. You really get to see that trauma that she lives with. You really get to feel for her and see what it's like growing up in this time period, because we have gotten that with Rebels a little bit. We do see that, like, to some degree with Leia, with Luke, and all of that kind of stuff. But Jyn is a very interesting circumstance because she's kind of a part of this war, even though she doesn't really want to be. She doesn't really understand why she is. She only is because her father was tied in so, like, thoroughly into it. She has to grow up with Saw Gerrera, who is, like, one of the rebels. He's, like, a very, like, fringe extremist type of group. So even though she doesn't believe in this fight, she's stuck in it anyway. And you get to see how that affects her. My only problem with this book is kind of my problem that I have with a lot of Star Wars books, is that the pacing is just a little bit strange. It's just like a little bit weird in certain places, but overall I absolutely loved it, and I just could not recommend this book enough. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every week. That is everything I got for you today, and I will see you guys next time.